All right. Hello. Welcome to Devlog number 1. I decided I'm going to be creating an MMORPG. Now, what does that mean and who am I? Well, I go by Goose. I am not an experienced game developer or anything like that. I just decided I wanted to make a game. I've tried making games in the past. And I've gotten decent little games made, but nothing like serious. So I tried to tackle the hardest game you could possibly make, and we're going to go with an MMO. So my first take, my mic was cutting out a lot. So I'm just doing a voiceover right now of the recording. So basically, I'm going to be making an MMO. What is this MMO going to be like? Well, I want to take inspiration from my favorite MMORPGs. I've been playing MMOs since I was a kid, and now I am a lot older now, so I've been playing MMOs for 25 years, maybe around there, maybe a little less than 25 years, between 20 to 25 probably. So my two favorite MMOs of all time is World of Warcraft and RuneScape, hands down. I loved New World. I played Guild Wars 2. I tried so many. I tried SWTOR, WildStar. I'm just a huge MMO fan. And I went back and forth between creating either a zombie survival game or an MMO, but I decided to land on an MMO because MMO is just one of my all-time favorites, and I just decided to go with it. So here we are. I'm going to show you what I've created so far and where we're going to go in the future. Now, this is very rudimentary. This is probably the third iteration now that I've made. I was torn between using Unity and Unreal, and I decided to go with Unreal Engine for a couple of reasons. Unity was very easy to use, and like I said, I'm not a super experienced game dev, but every time that I did play tests in my game in Unity and then my game in Unreal, I just really liked the feeling of Unreal more than Unity at this moment. Not to say I won't ever use Unity to make a game, but I think for this project we're going to go with Unreal. And a couple things inspire that. It feels very good, and I'm kind of torn between the graphic styles, what we want to achieve. And I'd really like to get feedback from other MMO lovers and let me know what you would want to see in your most perfect MMO that you could imagine. You can see the movement. I've been working really hard on the movement, and there's some targeting right there. You can click to target, and it's going to be a tab target system as well. So it is going to be targeting. It's not going to be like New World, for example. It will be target combat. So you'll also see the abilities down there on the action bar. Right now, I just have an auto attack, and then I also made a spell, a fireball spell, and I'll demonstrate the animation here in a minute, but I'm really focusing on the combat. The combat is probably the number one thing that I want to focus on in this game, because without combat, an MMO is not an MMO. You have to have good combat. It's kind of like the foundation that the whole house is built on. So I tried a few different things out, which once I start doing there we go, I activated the auto attack right there. And so when I get closer, you'll see the auto attack starts and he starts attacking me back. You'll see there's a little knockback. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. I'm experimenting with different things that is going to honestly make it feel like I'm making an impact when I'm actually fighting an enemy. So I'm experimenting with a little bit of a knockback. Also, you can rewind the video, but when I'm attacking, you'll notice that there's a very, very slight camera shake every time the auto attack happens and I make contact. So I'm experimenting because I want it to feel impactful. I don't want it just to feel like I'm slicing through air. So that is probably some of the main things I'm working on as far as the auto attack goes. A lot of the animations you'll see is they're not set in stone. I was talking about the movement. The movement right now, I tried several different movements from several different sources, different character models, and I still cannot settle on one that I love. This movement right here, it's all strafing. You move and turn the character by using the mouse. So you turn the character with right click, and then you can move the camera around with left click. You can also move the character by holding down left and right click and kind of guide the character around too. So it's kind of World of Warcraft controls. That could change in the future, but that is my absolute favorite style of controls. So that's what I'm going to go with for right now. One thing I really want help on is the graphics style. I do not know if I want to go with realistic or stylized. One of the things that I cannot, for the life of me, right at this moment, decide. Even though, to be honest, okay, so I'm leaning towards either realistic or stylized, okay? And I'm leaning towards realistic right now. Now that could change depending if I get enough feedback from people, because I want to make a game that other people want to play too. And if you say you'd rather see a stylized MMO, I'm down to make the switch. But we have to do it relatively early. Now in the beginning, like right now, I'm focusing on combat, movement. I'm starting to build systems in the game, like the health system and resource system you see up on the top left, the targeting. I'm building the foundation right now. So I still have time to switch between stylized and realism. You see kind of like a realism cliff or boulder there in the background. I haven't really seen a good realistic MMO. New World was right there. New World was fantastic. But I feel like New World missed the mark on a ton of things. I feel like their art style could have been 100 times better. The gear could have been 100 times better. It was just New World just missed the mark on so many things. But that's okay. We'll move on. New World was a great memory, and we're here to make our own MMO exactly how we want it. If we go stylized, honestly, I'm thinking probably along the lines of like Overwatch or Fortnite graphics, where it's still kind of realistic proportions and it's not super cartoony. Excuse me. It's still cartoony, but it's not like anime style where it's like super big heads or like big eyes or anything like that. Honestly, I think Fortnite graphics are like awesome, and it would be awesome to have an MMO that looked like Fortnite or Overwatch. So stylized, still kind of realistic, still awesome graphics, or realistic graphics. Let me know what you would like to see. But yeah, that's kind of the main gist of the game. Once it gets around, I know I show off the fireball spell here in a minute, which it's nothing really to write home about. It's just that a spell was created and an animation was linked to it, which I'm pretty proud of because I'm not a super experienced game dev. But, you know, here we are. So here I am showing the melee off a little bit. And here's a bug, actually, you can see. There's no knockback anymore. So the knockback, there's going to be a ton of bugs that I'm fixing throughout this whole process. And I already know that. Also, there's supposed to be a glow around the target. Like his nameplate should be glowing, and there should also be a glow on the ground so you can identify who you're targeting better. So I'm going to have to fix that. That was working just a minute ago. He's also supposed to be chasing you around. You can see him kind of looking. The enemy's looking at us and following us around, but he should be running after us now that we've engaged in combat. I really want to show you the fireball real quick too. So let's see if that gets activated here in a second. What else? There we go. Here's the fireball. There's the animation. I don't love the animation, but it taught me a lot about timing. This animation honestly looks like I should be casting 1, 2 fireballs. But, you know, literally the very first spell. So this is a casted spell. Casted spells, I'm thinking you should have to stay still in order to cast them. Kind of traditional MMO like. I should be able to cancel the spell by moving, and you can see that animation right there is not being canceled, which it was a minute ago. So that's another bug I'm gonna have to figure out. But I want to be able to like cast a spell and cancel it by moving, just like WoW. So that's gonna be a thing in the game too. Let me know things you want to see. Maybe throw a suggestion on what you'd like to see next in the game. I'm going to be developing, a character panel, inventory system, currency. The cool thing is that the sky is the limit, right? We can base our currency literally however we want to. We can have it be gold. We can have the typical gold and silver. We can have we can make up our own currency. It's literally just whatever we want to do, we're going to bring it to life. Definitely want there to be like fishing, and I'd love to have big raids and stuff with a lot of people, dungeons, open world events and stuff, a big city where everybody hangs out. I'm leaning towards a faction system as well, but these are all like very far out in the future. Right now, a lot of these devlogs are going to be just the technical things day by day that I'm improving on, and it'll probably be like 1 or 2 additional new things that come up each devlog. So I've been having so much fun making this and the other games over the past few months. And even to get to this point, it's taken a lot of time. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Obviously, we're going with Unreal Engine. If you want to follow along, maybe contribute to how this MMORPG turns out in the future and help shape the future of it. I have some cool names in mind even. I'd love to hear name suggestions. I'd love to world build this place with you. But ultimately, we're going for the World of Warcraft, RuneScape vibe here. So let's bring some new twists to the MMO genre. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more devlog updates, and catch me over on X. I'll post some stuff over there too. So anyway, I'll shut up and get out of here. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.